Good morning. I'm Karen Herrera with the City of Duarte, the Deputy City Manager. I welcome you all here to our annual Veterans Day ceremony. We have so many wonderful people here and so many wonderful groups who stepped up this morning to help us with this annual ceremony. So again, just right off the top, thanks so much for all the help. As we get started this morning, we are so honored to have our Congress member here, our recently elected Congress member, Judy. Congratulations on that. But if you could come up and give us our official welcome.
Well, welcome to this most important event. I really have to commend the City of Duarte for making sure that our veterans are properly acknowledged and that we recognize the sacrifices that they've made. And I want to thank our brave veterans for joining us here today for their service, including our speakers, Lyle, Umenhoffer, and Hugo Caballero. I honor them for their courage in sharing their harrowing stories of war and survival so that no one will forget the sacrifices that they and countless other veterans have made. At events like this, I always think of my father, who served for 4 years in World War II in the Pacific as an Army radio communications sergeant in Okinawa. It was a life-changing experience for him. And even though it is 60 years later, he faithfully returns to his American Legion post every month. And because of him, because of what I remember, I know how important it is to keep our pledge to our veterans. That's why we must ensure that our 24 million veterans and our 3 million troops and reservists are properly served. In Congress, we are working to help veterans succeed. For far too many years, veterans benefits did not fully cover their education costs. But the new post-GI bill for 9/11, which took effect last August, restores the promise of a full 4-year college education, allowing up to 2 million warriors of the Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts to be part of a new American economic recovery, just like after World War II. And we've extended those crucial college benefits to all children of fallen service members since 9/11. And recognizing that veterans coming home are facing double-digit unemployment, this Congress has enacted incentives for businesses to hire unemployed veterans, as well as efforts to increase job opportunities with veterans for on-the-job training. We've also increased the investment in veterans' health care and services by 70%, the single largest increase in the 78-year history of the VA. It's so critical for the 382,000 veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan with extended mental health needs, and this helps us treat the signature injuries of the war, PTSD and traumatic brain injury. For wounded veterans, we have just enacted landmark legislation to provide help to family members and other caregivers of disabled, ill, or injured veterans, such as training, counseling, and respite care, to eliminate co-payments for catastrophically disabled veterans. We promise to help our troops who serve multiple tours of duty, who've had great strain on their families due to stop-loss orders or involuntary extensions of service. In response, we've just passed a provision to provide $500 of payments for every month that these 185,000 service members are forced to serve under these orders. And we've taken steps to reduce the backlog. And if you know of a veteran who has indeed served under the stop-loss order, if you can tell them to submit their claims by December 3rd of this year, anybody who's eligible should visit defense.gov/stop-loss and sign up for these payments today, or you can use my office to help you sign up for these services. Now, Congress deserves no accolades for these efforts because it's our duty, pure and simple, to do all that we can to care for our veterans. On the battlefield, the great pleasure of bringing to the stage my longtime friend and a tireless public servant, Council Member Lois Gaston, for the invocation.
Thank you, Judy, and congratulations. We're so proud to have you represent us. I am so honored to have been asked to pray, especially in public with you, but we're here for a special occasion to honor those persons who have sacrificed and shared. So it's only natural for me to share the podium now with one of our veterans and a good friend of mine, Ken Bell. Would you come, Ken, and pray?
Thank you very much. Good morning, all. How's everybody? You know, when Lois asked me to be one of the ones to participate in the program, and I thought about last year I sat there and, you know, I didn't acknowledge my veteran background, and I can remember back in 1965 when they came and got me. I was working at the sheriff's department at the time, and they said, "We need you." And at that time, I was one of the lucky ones to go to the service, and I ended up being a military policeman. As a matter of fact, I was the only military policeman in my unit that did not go to Vietnam. And I was absolutely devastated when they sent me to Alaska instead of everybody else going to Vietnam. Although I spent 18 months in a real remote outpost at a missile site, supposed to have been some secret stuff at the time. And I did my duty there in the military service. Right before I say it, I just wanted to remind everyone that this Veterans Day used to be called Armistice Day. Yeah. 1918 was when it was enacted. And again, over 65 million people were between our country, France, Britain, and Russia participated, and the Allies at that time, I mean, the Axis powers were Germany, Australia, Hungary, and Turkey were the ones who we were fighting against. And this particular act began on the 19th, on the 11th day, the 11th hour, on the 11th month, in order for us, all of the weapons were laid down at 11 a.m. across the country. So again, freedom is not free. It costs, and we've had a lot of people do sacrifice. Dear God, we just want to thank you for this day to remember people who have given their very lives. What we forget about, they come home and it never ends for them. They have injuries and they have situations in their lives that will be forever changed. And we want to just be grateful and thankful for all the people who have sacrificed for the freedoms that we sometimes take for granted. And again, Lord, thank you for this gathering and remembering people who have done so much for our country. These blessings we ask in your holy name. Amen.
I am here without a program. And now okay, thank you, Karen. She always comes to my rescue. We are now honored to have someone come in. We're going to have the posting of the colors at this time. With those persons who've been asked to do that, please come forward.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I would now like to call to the podium Earl D. Sweeney.
Good morning. As Commander of Post 44, American Legion, we'll now do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.